Antonio Bad Boy Brown. What's up, my man?
How you doing?
I've heard a lot of cool things about you. I've heard that
Thank
you're a
you.
very, very talented fighter. Actually, Rhonda, she was telling me she took photos of you. I saw him too, the GQ photos. Like, damn, is this dude a model or something? You know what I mean? They're really good photos.
Thank you.
And then I started asking around, started looking at your social media, and I'm like, man, this guy's really athletic, very, very talented, and he's from Arizona. He's here in Arizona. So, I kind of wanna know the root of how you started this, right? So, how did you even start boxing?
Well, I used to fight all the time in Chicago as a kid. My grandmother pushed me to fight. I didn't like fighting at first and everything, because I was always the biggest. So like a lot of people didn't want to fight me no way. But when I got in my first fight as a kid, grandma pushed me to fight even more. So it was like, I ain't gonna lie, I probably used to pick fights in school just to fight, to see if I, could win. Some of them I win, some I lost. But, one thing grandma and granddaddy taught me, like, you didn't die. It didn't kill you. So you can go back and fight again. And so we really didn't have too many competitions back, in Chicago at that time. My mother got sick, and then we moved to Flint, Michigan. And that's when it all like really stopped. And then as I got older, like fighting, boxing, any type of mixed martial arts, anything was always like a passion of mine. I just really never had a real fight like that before, because again, of my size, I was at 14 years old, I was already 6 feet tall at 168 pounds at 14 years old. So when I graduated from elementary, transitioned to high school, I was bigger than most kids that was seniors, So I really got into just playing ball, basketball, football, running track. I was just an All-American back home in Chicago at Sullivan High School, where I graduated at and everything. We would say I really got into boxing more and started competing when I got to Arizona. I moved to Arizona. I was 21 years old. Came to Arizona, and I really wasn't doing nothing. And I always passed this gym that had all these boxes on the wall and everything, which was Central Boxing Gym. And I was just like, looked like a cool gym. But I never stopped in there. The whole first 2 years I was in Arizona, I stayed literally probably 10 minutes away from Central. And then one day I was working security, and what happened was I got fired and everything because I was trying to defend. Well, I wasn't trying. I was defending somebody older than me. Because this younger guy was talking crap to him. I defended the older guy, and the younger guy that I was talking crap to and trying to fight was actually my boss. So I was like, you know what? They fired me, escorted me off the property and everything. So I was so mad. I was just really mad that day. Like really, I was just really mad. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Central Boxing Gym. And I walked in there. It was this older dude with glasses on named Tom Garcia. And Tom was telling me and everything, how to channel my anger. And he put gloves on me, wrapped my hands, and told me hit the bag. And I'm hitting. He said, that's not how you hit. Hit like you want to hit that dude. And so the next hit that came out was how I was feeling about hitting that dude, and I broke the bag off the hinges that day.
Oh, dang.
And Tom said, that's something you can't teach. And I'm like, what? Heavy hands. You have really heavy hands. And so that's when my career started. When, Tom started training me at Central Boxing Gym with his son. And I had my first 2 amateur fights with Tom until, unfortunately, Tom passed away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, man, how that one decision, that one moment, right, in your life of you're defending your coworker, you get, first you get fired, then you say, I'm going to boxing. Go to a boxing gym. Hey, maybe punch a bag to get some of this anger out, whatever, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're 8-1, right? Just that one choice, and now you're here, and now you're at Hard Knocks, So that's pretty badass, man. And so a couple of things that you said that you were an All-American back in Chicago. And well, you're from Chicago, so Ed Bad Boy Brown?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Did you know him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, rest in peace.
Yes, rest in
Rest
peace.
in peace. I knew him. He used to fight here a lot with Iron Boy, and man, that dude was talented.
Yeah, he was.
Talented, and man, it was really sad what happened to him. And rest in peace, man, and to his family. He would have been a great champion.
Yes, he would have.
So, and then you also Josh Greer.
Josh Greer, yes.
Josh Greer, man,
yes.
he had that crazy knockout.
Yes,
I'm
he
so
did.
glad, man,
Yeah.
that he stuck to it, and then he had that highlight.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I know a lot of people from Chicago too, because he come here and fight with Iron Boy. So
he does.
it's awesome. And so let's get back to your All-American days when you were an athlete. So you were an athlete in basketball, football,
Football, too.
track. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your basketball days. What
Yeah.
position did you play?
I played center. I was tall. So I played center, and they would know just to pass me the ball, or I got rebounds. That was my coach told me, this is all you do. Get rebounds. They throw you the ball, take it up. That's it. I mean, I can hit a three, but I ain't no like Kobe or nothing.
Yeah.
But my go-to was just a nice little smooth layup, something easy to go up and get rebounds. And one thing about me, my coach always said, you have so much potential. And I think I've been hearing that all my life about me having so much potential. I just have to channel it, and be more aggressive, because sometimes I would let people on the court walk over me. And my coach was like, dude, you the biggest one. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. And once I started being more aggressive, like nobody really wanted to be down the hole with me. And then transitioning into the football, I played wide receiver, again, because of my height and my size and everything. I was wide receiver, and maybe in the last 2 years of high school, it was about 8 touchdowns I scored.
Wow.
And everything. 8 or 9, I forgot.
Okay.
But I was just a jock. I loved the attention of, being that guy in school. And I was also that guy in school that didn't allow the bullies. I was the bully that bullied the bullies. So I always had a thing for, I don't like authority, but I didn't like people bothering other people.
Yeah.
And, so.
So in basketball, were you able to dunk? Were you
I was
dunking?
dunking at 14.
Oh,
Yeah.
at 14?
At 14, I was dunking. No lie. My grandma was at every one of my games. My grandma Dorothy was always there. If it wasn't for her pushing me, I probably wouldn't be this guy that I am today. So my grandma Dorothy was always there.
So when you played basketball or football, what was your 40 time?
I don't even remember.
You don't remember?
Wow.
What about track? Because you did track.
I did track.
What was your 400? Do you remember what your 400 was, or 200, or whatever you competed?
Not really. I don't
No?
remember all those records. I just knew I could run.
Yeah.
And I did the 400, but I also was a distance runner, so I can run for a while. That's what I did. Cross country was another one of mine.
Really?
Yeah. So, because when I was doing cross country, it was just me to be able to just get out in the open and just think. That's when I had a lot of time to think. So I didn't look at it as a sport. I just look at it as like therapy for me to just get out and start running.
Well, that's really interesting, man. That you did track and cross country, because it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
Man, you're either a sprinter and you love sprinting, or you love long distance, and you loved everything.
I just wanted to find something I was good at, and what my coaches was telling me, like I was talented, to do a lot of things. It was just sometimes I was just lazy, but
well,
that was it.
Well, you're very athletic, and you're just naturally gifted. You're born with the God-given gift of doing all these sports, right? And sometimes you just take that for granted, right? So
And my grandma pushing me.
Yeah.
Like, it was me and my grandma and my granddaddy. So, but my grandmother pushed me because granddad was always at work. But grandma pushed the crap out of me.
So let's talk about your granddaddy and your grandmama, right? Because it seems like they're very big in your life and influenced you, man. So what advice have they given you, growing up, that's really like helped you with whatever's you're doing? Take risks.
Take risks, and don't be scared to fall and get back up. Just always take a risk. Granddad would always be like, go after for what you want. If it don't present itself, then take it. go get it. Don't be scared of it, because we all gonna all take that dirt nap one day.
Mm-hmm.
So might as well live your life while you have it right now. And that's what granddad always told me. My granddad, you know, he couldn't get my grandmama at first.
Yeah.
My grandmama was like in a relationship, but he always told me, just be patient with everything you do in life. It's gonna come to you.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that big on patience. I'm
Yeah.
like, I need it right now. I want it done.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. But granddad always taught me, to be patient and to take risks and go after for what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they had a really beautiful relationship. So,
What are their names?
Dorothy Edwards and Lewis Edwards.
Yeah. Are they still in Chicago?
Grandma is.
Okay.
Granddad passed away.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So that's cool, man, that you had that foundation,
Mm-hmm.
right? And also like you had a lot of advice. It seemed like they were your mentors growing
Mm-hmm.
up.
Mentors, therapists, authority figures, whatever. Yeah.
They were
It was
parents,
everything,
you
yeah.
know. So I also know that you have a daughter, man. How old is she now?
Leilani's 6 years old, about to be 7.
Wow. So becoming a dad for the first time, probably, were you scared? Tell me your emotions.
When I started boxing, that's when I found out I had a daughter on the way.
Yeah.
That same year, I had a daughter on the way. I started boxing. I was just like, and Leilani used to be in Central's gym all the time when she was born. I used to have the cradle next to the gym while I would be sparring other guys in the gym, and Leilani be right there either asleep or playing with their toys inside the cradle.
Wow.
Because I'm a single dad.
Yeah.
I always have my daughter with me. Anybody that knows me, they know I always have my daughter with me.
Mm-hmm.
She's always with me. So, and she's a big inspiration. So becoming a dad for the first time, it was like, that's like the best job I ever
Mm-hmm.
had. It was the best gift I ever could have got. So it was exciting.
So let's go back to your grandfather's advice of, take risks. Would you say, you stepping up to being a father helped you? Like that advice helped you, or helped you in boxing? Like, because you're a dad, you're a boxer, probably have a 9 to 5 or something, right? So
yeah.
did it help you?
Yeah, it helped. It helped, but I also had to learn some stuff on the way.
Mm-hmm.
So, being a dad motivated me more to want more, to want to do more. And especially in the boxing game, my daughter sees me fight. She's been to every fight besides one. And she sees that, so now she talks about, she want to fight. And I just, be able to inspire her to want to take the same risk that her dad took.
Exactly. It inspired you to take more risk.
Mm-hmm.
See where I went with that. So, that's pretty cool, man. And you've been a dad for 6 years now. She's in school now. My daughter, she's 5,
Mm-hmm.
so she's doing sports. She's actually in basketball too. I saw that she does basketball and
Yeah.
gymnastics, right?
My daughter's like one of the tallest kids in her class in 2nd grade too, because she's gonna be tall too.
Yeah.
So yeah, her mom is tall, so she's gonna be tall.
Dang, I know. Well, I saw her. I was scrolling through your Instagram. I saw her. You were like, she's 5 years old, and she had a basketball. I'm like, that's not a 5-year-old. She's like this big. You know what I mean? And my daughter, she's a little shorty.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dang, she's gonna be a baller, man.
Yeah.
So so she does gymnastics. She does a lot of stuff, man. Dude, how do you have time to be a dad that's so involved?
I just go with it.
Huh?
My thing with life, I don't plan a lot of stuff. I just go. Every day to me that I wake up is a blessing. I'm blessed to see another day, so I'm gonna do what I gotta do that day and live my day like it's my last.
Mm-hmm.
I try not to be so angry. I just want to live. So where there's a will, like my grandma say, where there's a will, there's a way. So
Yeah.
I make it happen.
Exactly.
Wherever I want to do, I make it happen. I get up. If I'm able to get up that day, it's gonna happen.
So that mentality you have, man, because I have that same mentality, man, and just hearing you even inspires me, right? Of just keeping that mentality of just do it. Don't even think about it. Just do it.
Just
Like
do it.
this podcast right here. I just, I emailed Alexis Ortega, or I sent him a DM to Alexis, a DM Farid, came here, and then Mrs. Ortega was like, hey, let's do Antonio, and boom, now we're here. So
Yeah.
just doing it kind of provides you for opportunities. How did you have that mentality? Is that something you've always had? Is it something, did you have a life moment to where it really made you appreciate this type of stuff, or how did it happen?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I always had that mentality. Just go do it. Just go with the flow. Don't plan things out. Cause again, with my grandparents, you know, we stayed in church as well. So I'm big on religion. So tomorrow's not promised. So I just rather live every day like it's my last. So I'm just like, go with it. Take risks and just go with it. If the opportunity presents itself and that's what it is, then go for it. Which is me waking up in the morning. There's another opportunity. There's another day.
Oof.
Just do it.
Oh man,
So,
dude, right there, you're inspiring a lot of people right now. So I love to hear that type of stuff. It's exactly the mentality that I developed. Just so you get to know me a little bit more. Last year I had COVID really bad, pulmonary embolism, almost died. Was in the hospital for a month. Like boom, already had a good perspective in life, but like almost dying, like that. You have that. All of a sudden, you get this mentality.
Yeah.
Like I didn't let that opportunity just go away for me not to grow from it.
right.
Right. So, at 29, I almost died. It's freaking
Sorry to
crazy. In the hospital, it's like doctors, sign these papers in case something dies, and you have a will, and I'm just
Yeah.
like by myself because you have COVID, you can't have family around you. That was crazy experience. So, like I said, that mentality that you have is exactly what I have. Just do it.
Just do it.
No, tomorrow is a new opportunity, like you said. Tomorrow you could do so much more. So I love to hear that. So let's talk about more of, I saw that your daughter and you like to dress up for Halloween. And I've noticed a theme, horror movies. Do you guys like scary movies?
We love scary movies.
Yeah.
My daughter been watching scary movies since she was a baby. 'Cause I like scary movies. I
Yeah.
just love them. And it's funny. I never used to like them as a kid
Yeah.
because funny story is, so when I was about like 6 or 7,
Yeah.
I go into my sister's bedroom,
Uh-huh.
like no lie.
Yeah.
I walk in her bedroom, there's a doll laying in the middle of the floor,
Oh my
and I'm
goodness
looking
gracious.
at it, and
Ooh, got
I
chills.
swear to you, I kid you not, the doll stood up. It
Oh,
just
hell
stood
no.
up, and
Dude, I just got chills. I got chills, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, and nobody else was in the house
Yeah.
besides my mom was in the kitchen. My mom was in the kitchen. Oh, excuse me.
That's right.
But I ran out the room and like, mom, Antoinette doll just stood up. And she was like, boy, get out of here. And I was like, I never wanted to like play with dolls or even see dolls until, I started watching the movie Chucky.
Uh-huh.
And Chucky was like my biggest fan. I was Chucky's biggest fan.
Yeah.
I liked watching Chucky. And after that, I just got into more and more scary movies. The Conjuring, Annabelle.
Yep.
My daughter loves Annabelle. When my daughter was, I think 3 years old, she wanted a Tiffany doll. And we got it for her.
Yeah.
So it was the best thing ever. Like, we love scary movies. Yes. We do.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome because I knew you were it. And then from there, she was Annabelle. I saw that too.
Annabelle.
So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that every Halloween you guys have a theme.
She was Harley Quinn. I was the Joker.
Okay.
When she was Annabelle, I played the guy that was in the first Annabelle. That guy.
The priest? No.
No, I wasn't the priest. No,
Okay.
no. I was the guy that got killed in the beginning of the movie. That was trying to kill the parents. One of the Masonaries or
Okay.
something like that. Yeah, I was him. What else? When she was, her first costume was the devil.
Yeah.
She was a little devil.
We're
and
gonna get
everything.
some water because I know it's really hot here. So thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. So that's cool.
Every year is a different thing.
I like it. So that's cool that you have that relationship with your daughter, man. I mean, I'm a girl dad of 2. I got a 5-year-old and a 4-month-old.
Oh, nice.
So
Congrats.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Definitely changed you for the better.
Yeah. Yeah. It does.
So I also know that, I saw a picture with you and Austin Trout. Tell me that. How'd you meet him? Did you spar him?
So I was in Mexico for a fight, and my boy Milo Pretty Boy Milo. He's like, that's Austin Trout. And I was like, that is Austin Trout. Ain't that's the one that lost to Canelo? He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's the one. And everything. And we went up to him and everything. I think Austin Trout did a good job anyway, fighting Canelo. You
Yeah.
know? Even getting the opportunity to fight Canelo is amazing.
Yeah.
I went up to him, I introduced myself, and the advice that Austin Trout gave me, and he with open arms, he said, "Come down to Texas, no, New Mexico, and like you can be at the gym with us, you know," because he had 2 fighters there with him, and he was like, "The best advice I could give you, just keep running, sprint, run long distance, sprint, run long distance, sprint, run long distance. That's the best advice he can give me." He's like, long as you're doing that, you're on top of your game.
Okay.
And that was it.
Well,
That was it.
Austin Trout, man. First off, I didn't know he was even. I thought he was like 6 foot, but no, he's like 5'8". He's pretty.
Yeah,
he's pretty.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
pretty
he's
short, right?
Yeah.
And so, when I met him too, and I saw him, I was like, he's a pretty cool guy, man. Really,
Like,
yeah.
cool. Like, you wouldn't even believe what I can DM Austin Trout right now and he answers.
Yeah.
Like, how many other fighters, you know, that's at that top of that pedigree that would do that, you know? So, shout out to Austin Trout,
Yeah,
man.
shout out to Austin Trout, man. Good people.
Good people,
Good
great
people.
people, yeah.
So, another thing is your first fight. Let's talk about your first fight. Let's talk about amateur-wise, right?
Okay.
You're there, you know, you've done all this training. All of a sudden, you're doing an amateur fight. Were you nervous?
I was nervous, man.
Were you nervous to get hit? How was it to get hit? Tell me about that.
I was nervous as hell. You know, like I could see getting mad with a dude on the street and fighting him, but now I'm like, people are actually really watching you.
Yep.
It ain't no, let me pull out my phone. Hey, you about to fight? You know, they came to pay. They paid money to come see somebody get hit. You know, so I'm in the corner and I'm fighting this other dude, and I forgot his name, but we both got on headgear and everything, and first time I got hit, I was like, dude, this dude just really hit me. Like, no, like
He knows what he's doing, huh?
Just hit me. And I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was pissed that he hit me. And that's when I went in. And I feel that, like, you know, with all my fights, for me to get mad, I think I got to get hit first for some reason.
Yeah.
Even though my coach don't like that, but I used to be like, I got to get hit first because I know there's another guy coming to, you know, take my head off, but I'd rather be the one that finished it than the one that started, because that's how I've always been. I always, you know, finish it. I never, like, been the guy to start fights. I always been the guy to finish it. So that first amateur fight, it was nerve-wracking, but I got the win. Not the knockout, but it was a win. So it felt good. Actually, you know, I won many trophies back in high school, but as an adult, like, who really gives an adult besides your job, you know, a trophy, you know, or award? Hey, employee of the month, here you go, $50, you know. And that's when Tom said, well, boxing is a job. This is your job. This is your career. It's your job. Most people wish they can actually follow their passion, you know, and if this is what you want to do, then you stick with it. It's a job. So you're going to get rewarded in your job. So I'm like, all right, cool. It made sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like a simpler form to put boxing, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a job. And if you work hard enough, you stay with it,
Yeah.
you're going to get, you know, a belt.
Yeah.
You know, and you actually, let's talk about that. You had the ABF
Yeah, the ABF
belt, right?
belt, yeah.
So let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about you got that belt, that experience right there.
Well, let's backtrack.
Okay, let's backtrack, okay.
Before I got that belt, I was supposed to fight for a different belt.
Which one?
The ABF
Okay.
West.
Okay.
The West belt, the red one. And I felt that it was during COVID too. It was during COVID. A lot of the gyms was closed. I actually went out to other gyms to like buy bags, to actually stand, to put in my backyard, bought a treadmill and everything. So at that time, I was really just training myself. And I just felt that I was ready. I felt that I was ready. And I wasn't ready, to be honest. And all this, you know, money that, you know, the manager had put down for me and everything was like I felt like it went to waste because I allowed a guy to hit me and I fall, and it was like one of the most devastating days of my life. Like I actually lost the belt I was supposed to win,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't win it. I didn't win it, and that just devastated me like bad.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I was going to talk to you about, is that loss. Your loss was that opportunity to get that ABF red belt, right?
Hmm.
So how did you deal with that, like mentally? Because you're obviously still
I
going.
cried on the way home. No.
Hey, it's okay, man. I cry sometimes
You
too.
know,
You know.
I got my daughter. My daughter seen her dad lose. And then everybody on Instagram and Facebook was watching
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, and I was like, I couldn't believe that I really lost a fight that everybody in Arizona, seen. I was
Mm-hmm.
just, I'm not gonna lie. We left. And my daughter left. I left everybody behind.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I was like, I didn't care. I got in the car. We drove home, and the whole time my daughter said, "Daddy is okay,"
Mm-hmm.
because she can feel whatever I feel.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Daddy is okay. You're still the best dad ever." And right then and there, I started crying, because I still have this little person,
Yeah.
regardless if I win or lose, that's still in my corner, and she still sees me as the best dad ever, regardless. So
Wow.
it
That
was
was that is awesome,
it
right
was a
there.
moment for me. So we got home and
Oh, I know, man. You're
yeah,
hitting me
so
right here too, man. I got a
yeah,
daughter, and I'll tell you in the story though.
yeah.
But go ahead.
And we got home and everybody calling my phone.
Yeah.
Everybody like, it's okay, Everybody just kept. I just turned my phone off. Turned my phone off. I shut off social media.
Mm.
I just turned off my phone, and I got fat as hell. I got fat. I got fat. When I tell you I got fat, I got fat.
Mhm.
I got up to 257 pounds.
Dang.
DoorDash was my best friend during
Damn.
that time, that year. It's embarrassing, but I like to eat. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I'm mad, when I'm like sad,
Uh-huh.
I like to eat. I don't care. Pizza is my go-to.
Yep.
Pizza is my go-to. I can eat pizza every single day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, I can eat pizza. So I racked up, a couple $1,000 in DoorDash,
Damn.
I did not too much drinking. I had a couple beers here and there, but I was just like boxing, whatever. I lost. After a while, I had to tell myself, like, dude, is this what you're gonna do? Is this what it is? And I had a tragic moment during that time because I gained so much weight in a short period of time. Because at that fight, I weighed in at 185.
Mhm.
Within 4 or 5 months, I was at 257 pounds. My body was like, dude, what in the hell just happened?
Mhm.
What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
Why are you feeding your soul all of this negativity, all of this junk?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to me? It was like I was neglecting my body. I was driving home in the rain one day, and my daughter was in the back seat, and all of a sudden, I felt a sharp, sharp, sharp pain hit me in my chest. And then as I'm coming off of Glendale, I just felt that sharp pain, like, ooh. And I like, ooh, it was like a really bad pain. And the pain continued for about a couple of days. And I'm just like, yeah, it's probably time to go get, seen. As younger, I would have been like, yeah, whatever, I'm young,
Yeah.
it's all good. But now, like, dude, you over, 30 now. Hold on, like,
Mhm.
let's go check it out. And so I went to the hospital and checked it out, and they did this EKG and
Mhm.
everything, and it was just like I was having a irregular heartbeat, like
wow.
PVCs just constantly PVCs. So like a regular heartbeat, like boom, 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 boom. Mine was like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
like the Addams Family. Like I
Yeah.
was skipping beats and having an irregular heartbeat and everything, and like the doctor said, dude, That's not normal. And he just started asking me all these questions. And he said that my body had to work overtime to catch up with what I was doing. And that's where, the body was like, hold on, stop. And that's what stopped me.
Mm-hmm.
And everything from eating so much and everything. So I had to get surgery
Mm-hmm.
and everything to stop the PVCs. And I had to go on a very strict diet
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And what's funny is a lot of people like, you did that? I'm like, yeah. So I had surgery on my chest on Friday the 13th.
Oh, dang.
In August. Everybody look at, Friday the 13th as bad. I look at it as good luck,
Yeah.
to be honest.
It's perspective, right? How you look at things.
Yeah. So everything was a success. And after that, once I went on that diet and I started taking care of myself again and was like, you know what? I need to go back to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go back to the gym. And I'm reaching out to people, Instagram, social media, like, who's the number one gym? Because I've been to a lot of gyms here
Mm-hmm.
in Arizona, not gonna lie. I've been through like maybe 3, 4 coaches
Okay.
in Arizona. I couldn't find nobody solid, really. But when time passed, I had no choice. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude, I really need to get back in there because me working a minimum wage job, it wasn't minimum wage, but it was just, it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't, I don't like working for somebody else. I don't like working for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like authority. If it wasn't my grandma and granddad, I didn't like them. So I asked around. And one day I get a message on social media,
Mm-hmm.
and they said, if you want an all-around coach, you want somebody that's going to be there in your corner and going to push you to the best of your ability, come to Hard Knocks. And back in the day when you heard about Hard Knocks, you heard about this short, rock-looking coach, this bald-headed military dude
Mm-hmm.
that didn't take any shit. He just wasn't going to play with you.
Mm-hmm.
You either train or get the hell out the gym. And a lot of people then came to this gym and didn't stay around because they couldn't keep up with the demands of the coach,
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I would have been a great soldier and everything. I would have been a great soldier because, doing that workout and listening, because talking shit to me, it motivates me. I don't know why. I don't know why, but talking shit, it motivates and everything. So I was like, you know what? All right, I'm going to come. And ever since then, I've been at Hard Knocks. And he checked my weight. He got me down within 3-4 months. It would have been more if I would have listened.
Mm-hmm.
But he got me to 200 pounds within 3 months during some of the busiest time, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and my birthday, all right there. Like, and I like eating.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. But we was in here grinding when nobody else was here.
Mm-hmm.
When nobody else here. And he said, we're going to start your career all over and everything. And I've been here ever since. So,
That's amazing, man. And that's amazing that, you went through all that, and then you didn't give up on your career.
Yeah.
And then now you're here at Hard Knocks, and I've heard, I talked to Alexis and Farrad, man, and they say
Good
good guys, and
Good
they've
guys.
told me so many good things about this, and just the team here, man.
Mhm.
It's nice to know, there's boxing gyms like this in Arizona, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing too, just so people know, not only in Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Because Arizona, there's no communication, so
Yeah.
hopefully this could be a barrier of
Yeah.
communication
Yeah.
to the coaches. Like, there's good gyms here that you could come spar with, right?
Yeah.
But also California gyms, they don't know anything about they might, but
Yeah.
there's so many gyms in California that they just stick around. They're like, hey man, come over here to Arizona, come
Yeah.
spar over here, come spar Antonio Brown,
Yeah.
right? So I love it, man. So let's talk about your favorite food is pizza, right? What type of pizza do you like?
I like everything, man. I like Supreme all
Yeah?
day.
Supreme?
Yeah. It got to be cooked all the way. I don't like that nasty dough. But my favorite restaurant for pizza is a Chicago authentic restaurant here in Arizona. It's called Rosati's.
Rosati's. Okay.
Rosati's.
That is pretty good.
I love Rosati's pizza and wings. I love it. And That's my go-to.
Yep.
That's my comfort food.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, because Chicago pizza, there's this place over there where I'm at. It's called Fat Man's Pizza. It's Chicago style pizza, and I didn't know Chicago style pizza is like the cheese is on top of all the ingredients.
Yes, it is always.
Yeah, that threw me
Yeah.
off because I saw like one or two
All the ingredients
pepperonis.
is
I was like,
underneath,
"Hey, I
yeah.
asked for pepperoni." She's like, "Oh, it's all underneath." I'm like,
Uh-huh.
"What?" So it threw me off. But yeah, no, I like the pizza too to be cooked
Yeah.
underneath. You know, a little crunchy.
Yeah. Have
Right.
you had deep dish before yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But from Chicago
Yeah,
style, no, I've
yeah.
not.
Deep dish Chicago style. You only need one. They're
Yeah.
so big and thick. You just too much of that, like you're gonna feel something like,
Yeah.
hold on, you can't move. But just one is good. So
Okay.
yes, that's my comfort food.
What about your dessert, man? What is it?
I like chocolate cake and ice cream.
Hey,
I
man, why
love
not?
chocolate cake and ice cream. I like, especially if it got coconut German chocolate cake
Okay.
and just chocolate cake with ice cream is my dessert.
Yep.
Like a scoop of ice cream, a slice of chocolate cake.
Mhm.
I love it. You know, I have to mix the two. It has to be together. So if you got a birthday party, I'm there. But yeah.
Especially with chocolate
yeah,
cake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like mine's Oreo cookies.
Yeah.
Mine's ice cream, and then you mix them together. Oof.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah, I have to stay away with that, man. Like
Yeah.
during I was like $140, and I gained like 20 pounds just
Yeah.
like by eating a box of Oreos every day
Mhm.
in like 2 months. I was like at 180. So bad.
4 Oreo cookies. A lot of people don't know. 4 Oreo cookies is 920 calories right there.
Oh my
with
gosh.
98 grams of carbs. That's breakfast.
Yep.
You know? But that's bad carbs right there.
Mhm.
Like, so yeah.
Yep.
I know.
Nope. Oreos are no good. That's
Yeah.
why I don't buy them no more. I don't even go in that section no more.
I be tempted, like, look past, I gotta go to this damn organic section. But yeah.
I also want to talk about, man. I see that you got a car. It's a Camaro,
hmm
right? How did you get those Lamborghini doors on it, man?
Okay.
And it has Bad Boy on the side too.
Yeah,
which is
it
pretty
has
sick.
Bad Boy on it. And the inside has Bad Boy all through it as
Yeah.
well, my logo. When I was a kid, my grandma always watch 2 movies we always watch. One was Rocky. She always had Rocky on. And the second one was Rush Hour. I love Chris Tucker's Corvette.
Yep.
He had a Corvette. It was drop top, of course, and
Mhm.
everything. And I said to myself as I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to get me a Corvette one day with Lamborghini doors on it and everything. They're like, oh, you can't get Lamborghini doors on a Corvette. You know, you can't do that. I'm like, watch me. So one day, I didn't get a Corvette. I got a Camaro because, you know, I just like the style of the Camaro.
Mhm.
These guys over at, a lot of people won't believe where I got the paint job done at or the Lamborghini doors at.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Mako.
Mako.
Mako is
Wow.
the ones that did it on Van Buren and 27th Avenue.
Dang.
Yes.
That is
Mako
crazy.
did the whole paint job. If anybody know me, they know I like gold. So if you look close in all my cars, it's got gold flakes all through them. I love gold. That's my favorite color is gold. So Mako is the ones that did the Lamborghini doors and paint job.
So, Bad Boy, how'd you get that nickname?
I went through a lot of different nicknames in the amateurs. I didn't know what I wanted to be called and everything. And, you know, Bad Boy Brown back home in Chicago, watching him as a kid, you know. But, you know, we kind of same almost age, but seeing him fight and everything, and he was more of an inspiration than anything.
Are you talking about Ed?
Ed.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my granddad used to listen to the song, Bad Leroy Brown. You know,
Okay.
it just all kind of made sense to
Yeah.
me. Like I always live my life, you know, on the edge, always taking risks, you know. who crazy enough to do that? Someone that's bad to the bone, you know. And I always seen myself as the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked my grandmother when I started boxing, first it was gonna be something with God in it and everything, but grandma was like, no, it's bad boy. You've been a bad boy all your life. Why not continue to be bad boy?
Yeah.
And I used to get a lot of bad like reviews from it because people were like, you're a grown ass man. Why would you want to be a bad boy? Why not be a bad man? I'm like, no, because I grew up, but I grew up fast and everything. And I didn't really get that chance to be the kid I wanted to be. Like, I have an inner childish way about me. I do. I like to have fun. So I can be childish as hell sometimes. And it's just me not having that, because I was like the only kid, really. I have a lot of siblings, but my grandmother took me out of all of them, with her. So grandma said, you always been a bad boy. You always took risks. You always did what you wanted to do, So why not have that name? And plus, you're Brown. So Bad Boy Brown, it just all made sense.
Yeah.
And then I got a lot of publicity because it was Antonio. My first name is Antonio, so Antonio Bad Boy Brown.
Yeah.
And when you think of Antonio Brown, who do we think about?
Yeah, the wide receiver.
The wide receiver. So I wanted to be that Antonio Brown, the boxer, and everything. That's who I am. Like, I'm a bad boy. I'm always going to be a bad boy to the day I die.
Yep, and that's pretty awesome too, because boxing is a risk, and so there's a theme, going, you do take risk, right? So that name fits you. Bad boys take risk. Bad Boy Brown, right?
Yeah.
So, let's talk about your other interests, man. Like, what other, besides boxing, besides anything combat sport, man, do you like your jewelry? You love jewelry, right? Do you have a bunch of jewelry? Do you collect jewelry, watches?
Yeah. So my great uncle, which is my mother's uncle here in Arizona, we always sit down early mornings, 5:30 in the morning, always talk about investments. And one thing my uncle always told me, you can go out and buy the $3,000 outfit. That ain't gonna bring you no money. Go out and buy $3,000 worth of gold. If you ever need money, you can always backtrack. Gold would never go out of date. Gold would never go out of date. So invest in the gold. And most of the time, that's what I invest in, is gold. I love gold. So that's one of my hobbies, investing into gold. I like playing video games.
Okay.
I play a lot of video games.
PlayStation or Xbox?
Come on now. PlayStation all day.
Just checking.
Yeah, PlayStation. We don't do that Xbox over here, nah. So PlayStation. I do a lot of online Call of Duty and a lot of Grand Theft Auto. Again, I have to have games that like have missions, but in the same time, I'm my own person. It helps me to escape the everyday life, Helps me to get away from, whatever I'm doing. So I can sit there and play a video game for 2-3 hours and be perfectly content with it, because I'm able to escape going to a virtual reality, that I'm, that character, I'm taking risks in the game.
Yep.
Some risks you wouldn't take risks, but with me, I take risks, so I'm taking risks in the video game. So that's some of my interests, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty badass, man. And I like that you said earlier too, man, that you keep that inner kid in you.
Yeah.
That's something that I feel like people forget, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay, like, because you, as a kid growing up, like me, you think like, oh, when I grow up, I want to do this, right? Or I want to buy this, right? Like, nothing wrong with still playing video games when you're big, or it's nothing wrong with still having that kid, like, kind of personality sometimes too, especially if we got daughters too. That brings us out even more, bro. So
have to be fun.
Yeah, you got to be fun, So
I don't want to just live life like everybody else. I just can't. I can't live how that person. I can't live how that person live. Some people feel that going to work, going to school, doing this, you have a better life. But I'm like, those people are boring.
Yep.
They boring. Their life is boring. They have no fun. Like, when I want to do something, I just get up and do it. If I want to take a vacation, even though my coach didn't like it, I just got up and took a vacation.
Yeah.
You know, because I just need to escape. Like, some people forget, to escape sometimes. They just, a lot of these people out there, like robots, bro. Like, I can't be nobody robot.
Yeah, like you said, most of the people that live those lives, which there's nothing wrong with living that life,
No, it's
right?
not.
But
It
but
fits
but but
them.
but most of them, I would say most of them that I know, right, in my experience, really don't like their job. They hate it. They're miserable. They're you know unhappy,
Yeah.
always complaining, and I'm just like, man, I in my previous job I had a coworker like that, man. I'm so glad I got away from that because
Yeah.
it's infectious.
It
Right,
is.
it's
It's a
infection, and you're
virus.
just like you
Yeah.
kind of want to get away from that
Hmm.
energy, man. And so glad I'm doing what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
A PE coach.
Yeah, that's
PE
what's
coach.
up.
Yeah.
I
Kindergarten.
always had a good relationship with my PE coaches
Yeah.
and everything. I was think that besides lunch,
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite classes was PE.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't graduate top of my class, I got through it and everything. I tried the college thing out. I was just like, yeah, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. I went to South Mountain Community College,
Okay.
transferred over to Tempe over at ASU. I'm like, if I wanted to go back, I'm only about 12 credits away, but I didn't go back and
Mhm.
everything because it was just boring. It was just, I needed something else, something I
Mhm.
can just, go with. So boxing was it for me. And other than that, if it wasn't for boxing, I think I'd be a counselor
Mhm.
probably because I like dealing with, at-risk youth.
Mhm.
One of the jobs I had in Arizona that was like the best job during my amateur career was out at the Boys Ranch in Queen
Okay.
Creek, Canyon State Academy.
Mhm.
I have a lot of kids that know who I am from there, and it was inspiring because you're out there helping kids that have the same behavior issues you have, and you're able to what's the word I'm looking for?
Inspire
Inspire, but y'all share the same energy,
experiences.
experience,
Yeah.
going through, with your mom, dad, grandparents, and everything. So fighting with the law and all of that.
Mhm.
So I was able to, relate to them, and it
Mhm.
was easy for me. So, but changing lives for somebody else, it was a reward for me. The paycheck was, okay and everything,
Mhm.
but my biggest paycheck was when you get a kid come through your DM and like, hey, Mr. Brown, thank you so much for teaching me, different things. Thank you for being an inspiration,
Mhm.
and I think that's another reason why I box. A lot of people say my age, I came in the game late. I did come in the game late, but I still look at age as just a number. I know a guy right now at the barbershop, he's 43, said he wanted to have his first, fight, his
Yeah.
first pro fight. And like he was telling me, age is just a number. You put in the work and it doesn't matter,
Yep.
So it's just inspiring me, kids, nowadays, trying to help them and relate with them. It's hard. They
Mhm.
ain't like how we used to grow up,
Yeah. A lot more sensitive.
Yeah, a
Mhm.
lot more sensitive. Back in the day, when we was down and out, a good motivation come from the coach is just like, yeah,
Yeah.
we pumped now. Like, let's go do it.
Yeah.
Now it's like you give a motivational speech and they just like, uh-huh.
On their phones.
Like, dude, you don't hear me? Come on. Like,
Yeah.
so if I was in boxing, I'd probably be a counselor.
That's good. That's cool, man. That you want to give back to the youth
Yeah.
like that, and it's you said it, the paycheck was cool and stuff like that, but it's more self rewarding,
Yeah.
and self rewarding that you can't. It's very very very
Yeah.
hard to find that in a job, right? And being a counselor, even teachers, all that stuff
Yeah.
is that.
Shout out to the teachers in Arizona, they have it hard, dealing with all, the generations of kids, So
Hmm.
shout out to all the teachers, shout out to, all of them because they deserve the credit. And I don't feel like a lot of teachers, counselors, mentors get that credit
Hmm.
that they deserve,
Mhm.
So,
So I also saw on your Instagram that you teamed up with or you went to an event with Phoenix PD, right? So tell me about that event. What was that event about?
so even before boxing, just backtrack of like what I want to do. I wanted to be a cop. I did want to work for the sheriff department. Not gonna lie, I wanted to work inside the Department of Corrections and everything, and eventually transform over to being a cop. So it's always been a passion of mine. Unfortunately, I kind of got too many tattoos at places and everything. Like,
Really?
yeah, the
Man,
sheriff.
I've seen cops like
Not Phoenix, not Phoenix
Really?
PD.
Okay.
Maybe the sheriff's department, but
Okay.
you know, they have like Phoenix PD has a no tattoo policy for the
Okay.
neck. You know, everything. If you have, you just got to wear long sleeves and everything. And I was just like, it's too damn hot in Arizona to wear some long sleeves. Like again, it was just something like I'm not gonna be somewhere I don't like doing. So
Yeah.
I was just like, kind of got that out of my head and
Yeah.
everything of being a cop. So. So I just did the next best thing was being a youth counselor. But I did team up with Rhonda, actually, the one who signed us up to go help out with the community during Thanksgiving time. And Sheriff Paul Pazon was there. And me and him talked for a good hour, good hour and a half. And he's a good guy. Shout out to Sheriff Paul Pazon, like, great guy, like, better than our last one.
way better.
Way better than our last one. I think that was another reason I didn't want to join at that time because we don't talk about that guy. But Larry Fitzgerald was there. A couple more sheriffs was there, and we just was helping out the community down at St. Vincent de Paul. And that's always have been another rewarding job for me is helping out my community. Even though I'm not from here, I've been here long enough that, Phoenix is home to me. Phoenix is home. So it's the only place where, it was between here and Vegas. Vegas is a little bit too fast, but Chicago's faster. I was like, yeah, I'm going to stay in Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona. When I moved here, the market was way better, housing and everything, jobs and everything. And it's just like quick. Like anywhere in Arizona, if you want to get a job, you can get a job. So everybody that said, I can't find a job, like you lying.
Yeah.
You can get a job in Arizona.
That's so true.
Like,
Yep.
Everybody hires everybody in Arizona. So like you can get a job wherever you want in Arizona. So Arizona always been home to me now. So I just noticed a really big demand for people that was homeless that needed help. And every time me and my daughter eat downtown Phoenix, and my daughter don't finish her plate. Never. She never does. Daddy, I'm full.
That's a
okay.
struggle, parent, man.
Yeah,
Gotta eat.
You gotta eat. When we was growing up, you don't leave the table till you finish your plate. So my daughter wouldn't eat all her food, and I was like, you know what? I think this would be a good time to start showing her, the other side of life. So a few times me and her would go down to St. Vincent de Paul, even at night, and drive over there to hand out food to homeless people. And she would ask, like, Daddy, why are they sleeping on the sidewalk? Why do they have tents? And I tell her, like, baby, these people need help. And we don't, not help them. If you see somebody that need help, you help them. Either they made poor choices in life or people didn't do them right and they had to end up like this. They lost their job and they don't have no family. It's sad to see the homeless population in Arizona. It's sad. It is sad.
Yeah.
So, and I teach her, that, like, always help them regardless if they're on drugs, if they're homeless, just always help those in need. And so it's funny because we have a routine. Like, if we go downtown or anywhere we go, like, she don't feel, Daddy, can we go down there? Can we go down? And she's excited to help them. Oh, Daddy, you got to get that guy at the corner $1. He needs it. So,
Really?
like, she points it out. I'm like, I ain't got no ones on me today. Hold on. A fine change, to help out the next person. So I always been big on that, like, helping somebody else. Like, again, in all my jobs I ever had was always helping somebody else or protecting someone else. And that's how I've always been. So
Yeah, that's awesome that you're teaching your daughter that, because as parents, man, it's our job to set the next generation, right? To have them have that mentality, right? To help the community. And it starts with that. If you want to make a big difference in the world, starts with, your circle,
Mm-hmm.
right? Your daughter.
Yeah.
You're making a big difference in the world
Yeah.
by installing her, great values, good character, all that stuff. So, man, thank you for that, man.
Yeah.
You're putting another good soul
Yeah.
to the world.
And it humbles them and humbles me as well. Just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, at one minute you can have it all, and then next you can be right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can get addicted to drugs. You can, get hurt by a family member, or lose everything and you end up on the street. Like, I just feel like, what if that was me?
Yep.
Would I want people to laugh at me, or would I want somebody to help me?
Yep.
I would want help, and a lot of them do want help, but we don't have the resources like we should in Arizona. It's just because it's so much. We need more resources for, because it's so high demand of homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish I can do more, to help. But what I can do, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna teach my daughter to help. Always help somebody else,
Yep.
And I look at it, God sit high and look low.
Mm-hmm.
So he sees and he judge, you know, and he don't judge you off what you do. He judge you off your heart. Are you genuine?
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought, felt that, like, I have always been a genuine people person to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I won't have bad karma. I don't ever want to have bad karma because, I will always put myself in somebody else's shoes. How would I feel if I did that to them? How would that make me feel?
Mm-hmm.
Even in a relationship, why would
It's all
even
good.
even in a relationship, like, if I go do that to her, is it gonna come back on me? How would I feel about it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go out there and do that because it's gonna come back on me.
Yep.
You might not notice it. It might not happen right then and there.
Yeah.
But guarantee it's gonna happen, and it might not happen to you.
Yep.
You got kids.
Yep.
It might happen to them. So I don't want that to happen to my daughter
Yeah.
at all. So I'm always gonna have good karma because I'm always doing good, or at least trying. I don't believe in trying, though. I believe in black and white. You either do or you don't. That's what Grandma told me.
Mm-hmm.
She always said, I used to do the dishes.
Favorite
Don't
job?
Don't half-ass do it. Why half-ass do it? If you're gonna do it right, or don't do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Just like boxing, coach tell me all the time: either do it or get the hell out,
Mm-hmm.
because you end up going to get hurt in this game. Everything, like, a lot of people don't think, like, everybody think, like, oh, yeah, I can get in the ring, do some punches,
Yep.
That 3 minutes it feels like forever.
Oh, yep.
That 3 minutes feel like forever. My first time actually sparring, I was like, man, this ain't nothing. And I'll tell you about my first sparring match and who I sparred.
Okay, yeah. Who was it?
David Benavides.
Oh, wow.
And David was a little heavier then.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
everything.
cruiserweight days, right?
Yeah. And David, and it was at Central. And David got me with the nastiest body shot I have ever felt within, like, the first minute, and dropped me. And I was like, gosh, this really hurt, and it took all the air out of me. And David has always been that guy, with the body. He always goes to the body, You'll see him with the speed, with the hands, up top, but his main was the body. And all you hear was the door slamming. Tom Garcia like, what the hell is going on? And David and his dad were like, we sparring. He's like, Antonio, not to spar. I told you the rules. You only spar when you're coached there. You don't just go to gyms, or David, you don't come to the gym and just not,
Mm-hmm.
let me know that you're going to spar one of my guys,
Mm-hmm.
and everything. So it was a big deal.
Yeah.
But one day I always wanted to, like, get that rematch with
Yeah.
David. Once, because I do want that sparring rematch one day with
Yeah.
David.
To see where you're at,
Benavides,
right?
To see where I'm at. And plus, to get that experience, because David Benavides is, like, an overall great
Mm-hmm.
fighter. He's a good fighter. He just have the natural ability, to throw hands, He's good. So he always been like that from
Mm-hmm.
the, younger days into now. So I think a lot of people fear David, but give me the opportunity. I don't fear.
Yeah.
I would take the fight,
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm sure, Jose, he watches my stuff. He's
Uh-huh.
gonna see this, so I'm pretty sure he'll call you up. Hey, I think he's in Seattle now,
Yeah.
and it'd be cool. You go over there and spar
Yeah.
David, see where you're at,
Yeah.
see where he's at, because he's at a
Yeah.
whole different level now too.
Woo!
So, yeah,
he
he's
at
just
the top, man. David's
where
bad.
did and I remember him coming up to cruiserweight.
Mhm.
He didn't get that much publicity coming
No.
up or anything. He was fighting with Iron Boy.
Mhm.
He was cruiserweight. Then he fought cruiserweight. Coming up.
Yeah.
I think did he get the cruiserweight belt? Maybe. I don't
No,
think so.
no,
He
no.
just fought for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then boom, dude, he
Yeah.
just came out of I wouldn't say out of nowhere because I knew where he was going.
Yeah.
But he just came through. Boom.
Yeah.
And now he's a Mexican monster.
Yeah, he is. I would love to get that work in with David, just
Yeah.
be in one of his camps and to be able to spar with him and get that experience and be on one of his cards. Like, I haven't been like at the top of my game yet since all that weight, but seeing David come back to Arizona, coming to fight here and everything, I'm like, man, he might come back again.
Yep.
So let me make sure I'm ready
might.
this time. So I can be either get into the camp and be on that card with them, or just get that work in with him. So yeah.
That's awesome, man. And like I said, from what I'm hearing, he might be coming to having one more fight by the end of this year.
Yeah.
So I hope he does, man, because he
Yeah.
brings a lot. When he comes, man, it's exciting for
Yeah.
boxing.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Antonio, man, like you surprised me of your character, right? And just me getting to know you. I love doing this because you just never know, right? When you're talking to a boxer of who they are. And I'm telling you, man, you are one of the better boxers I've ever known, right?
Thank you.
Just like your soul, right? Because you said something, you like to be genuine. And I don't know if you ever I get this sometimes. People say, hey, man, I like you because you're genuine. I'm like, what does that mean? That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to me because isn't everyone supposed to be genuine?
Yeah.
So it's always so weird whenever people give you that compliment, right? And I'm so glad that you say that you try and stay genuine because I think that's how everyone should live their
Yeah.
life. Why live in anything else?
Right.
Before we go, Antonio, I wanted just to tell you this, man, and I like to tell this to boxers to motivate them and just to show, another, you have another person that cares about your career, right? It's just to please stay focused in this sport, and especially in Arizona, man. We've had great boxers here, and you think, hey, they're gonna go somewhere, but something happens in their life that they
Yeah.
can't handle, and they just fall off, right? So handle
Yeah.
whatever adversity you get, man. You have a great team. I'm sure if you do handle life adversity, they're gonna help you out. But try and stay focused, stay active. That's the most important thing, man. You at least want to fight 2 to 3 times a year,
Yeah.
because you cannot get to where you want if you don't fight.
Right.
Right?
Ain't that's the truth?
Yep. So
That is
it's that
the
simple.
truth.
It's that
Like,
simple.
Hopefully, I got a fight coming up here soon, this week actually.
Okay.
In Cali.
Yep.
I'm going out there to fight this guy and get that experience in with him and everything. But hopefully, in September, I get to fight here where I've been wanting to fight for a long time to showcase my skills and, show everybody like, hey, he's back. Bad Boy Brown is back.
Okay.
I want to fight on the Iron Boy card. Iron Boy fights it's nothing like him. I like going to the Iron Boy fights. I was going to Iron Boy fights before I even got into boxing. Like going to concerts and then I went to this one concert and I seen on their thing at Celebrity Theater, it was like Iron Boy promotion. It had this dude, this boxer on there. I'm like, huh, a live boxing fight. Okay. And then I started coming to him and everything, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like the excitement, the crowd, the energy, the lights. I love the lights, That's why I couldn't stay in Vegas so long.
Yeah.
Because the lights would get you in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it could make you a star.
Exactly.
And one thing about Iron Boy, and I got to give it up, shout out to Iron Boy, that they have produced some good fighters, and a lot of those fighters are, some of our world champions right now, like David, and then Carlos Castro, the Romero brothers, they didn't follow those cards. So, like, Iron Boy has brought a lot of people, here.
Bad Boy Brown,
Bad
Ed,
Boy,
Ed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Josh
fought.
Greer.
Yeah.
I think. A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, there's too many to even think about.
Yeah, and I always wanted to, like, when I got into boxing, and I just did a lot of, like, research, I just want to be, that African-American black guy that's fighting here in Arizona and win a title here in Arizona. and be able to become a world champion.
Yep.
You know, or either that or get a shot at a world title one day. That's my big dream, to even get a shot at a world title. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you know
stay
what?
focused.
Exactly. That's all it is, man. Like in anything in life, if you just stay focused and you're consistent doing it, you're gonna get there. Gonna get there. No matter your age.
Yeah, don't
No
matter.
matter. I mean, Chris Algieri fought Provodnikov. Chris Algieri was, I think, was like a fitness coach or something like that. Got his opportunity at like 30 or something like that to fight Provodnikov, and then became a world champion.
And became world champion.
And then fought
yeah.
Manny Pacquiao.
Yep.
You know?
So did.
And so, same thing with Sergio Martinez, right?
Bernard Hopkins.
Bernard
you know?
Hopkins, exactly. Like
Yeah.
there's so many examples in boxing that will even motivate yourself, right? If you just remind yourself that.
Yeah.
And if you stay focused, man, I'm sure your goal of becoming a world champion, your goal to fight in a big stage, all your goals that you have will come and to fruition.
Yeah.
Right. So that's all I like to tell boxers when I'm here, man. Like, hey, man, I'm doing this, because there's really no one doing this showing love to Arizona boxers.
Yeah.
Nobody, right? And so if I could do that, so if I could do that and show someone, hey, man, I care about your career, I'm going to follow it, I'm going to put it out there, it might motivate you to hold yourself accountable to, like, hey, man, I gotta continue this.
Yep.
Right? So before we go, do you want to give a shout out to your daughter, anyone watching this right now?
No. Yeah, I just want to shout out to, the whole Hard Knocks family, my daughter, Leilani, because you be on my social media. Everybody on my social media, all around boxing. Luis, Stitch, that always making my outfits. Stitch always got me in the best. He just made a new outfit for me now. And my beautiful girlfriend, so that's it.
There you go. Here with Antonio Bad Boy Brown. He's fighting in California. Where can they see that fight? Can they see it? Is it live stream?
It is live stream. I just don't know on what platform yet right now.
So I would say on your social media, post something.
Yes, I will.
So follow Antonio Brown on Instagram. What is it?
A Bad Boy Brown.
Okay.
Bad Boy Brown. Or Antonio Brown.
Yep. So he will be posting something so you guys can see his fight. Antonio Brown, man, thank you. Thank you so much, brother.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're here, and hopefully we get to do this, later on in your career, and then we get to see back on this and be like, man, remember that day?
Yeah, all right.
So, all right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.